Hey fam, real talk, this might honestly be one of the best auto editing tools I've used in a long minute. So why isn't everyone shouting about this revolutionary software called Vizard? This is Vizard, and no, it is absolutely not another hype-chasing app that will disappear in 2 days. It gives you the vibes of those old-school editors that pro editors swore by, but without needing to hire an entire post-production team or pay those insane agency rates. It truly feels like someone took a veteran editor's brain and carefully wrapped it up in modern, intuitive artificial intelligence. My first impressions were completely blown away, starting just with the onboarding and the user interface alone. I know that sounds silly because it's not a physical box, but good UX is essentially the packaging in the modern software world. The dashboard is incredibly clean, the video tutorials are refreshingly not condescending, and even the tiny micro interactions feel intentionally thoughtful. You can immediately tell this tool was built by people who actually spent years editing long-form content and got genuinely sick of that repetitive snip and export dance every single week. If you are curious where this whole idea originally came from, the founders were video editors and content strategists first. They spent years building complex custom workflows and templates specifically for other creators, just like us. They told me their core goal was to create something that could efficiently find the absolute golden moments buried inside hours of raw footage without ever losing the unique creator's voice. So yeah, this is not some overnight app quickly made by marketers. It is truly an editor designed by people who deeply understand what actually makes content stick in the long run. Now let's talk about the features in a way that actually matters when you are grinding out your regular content schedule. The clip selection sensitivity feature is absolutely brilliant because you can accurately dial it from aggressively highlighting everything to very conservative picks. This means whether you want every single laugh and reaction or just the main story beats, Vizard intelligently adapts to your preference. That little slider is basically the exact equivalent of using a variable polar pattern on a high-end microphone going from Omni to figure 8, but applied directly to your moments. And the fact that it's clickable and precise, which sounds tiny, actually saves literal hours of frustrating manual tweaking later on. Collaboration and project permissions within the platform are also incredibly tight and well-designed. You gain the ability to lock projects completely, set specific reviewer roles, or even share a simple view-only link for feedback. If you have ever experienced a client or a well-meaning team member unintentionally messing up your carefully crafted master project, you will seriously appreciate this level of protection. There is also robust version control built in, meaning you can experiment with completely different edit strategies without any real fear of loss. This is the kind of high-level polish that makes it feel like you suddenly got upgraded from a starter kit straight to professional studio quality, all without that massive six-figure bill. Okay, so let's seriously consider who this software is actually designed for in the creator economy. If you are the kind of creator who genuinely doesn't care about the small details, you are fine with just a rough clip, a shaky caption, and super generic thumbnails, then sure, keep using whatever free tool you've been relying on. But if you genuinely want to level up your output and spend your limited time creating instead of endlessly editing, then Vizard is absolutely the right tool for you. If you want clips that are engineered to actually behave well in the algorithm, framed, cut, and captioned like a seasoned professional did them, then you absolutely need to keep watching this video. I immediately set Vizard up and ran it on a couple of my raw, long-form recording sessions to test the core function. But comparisons are everything when evaluating new tech, so I needed to put Vizard head-to-head against tools many creators use today, like Descript and Kapwing, plus against a standard manual edit. To make this entire test completely real and fair, I brought in a guest named Lydia to run through some tricky singing takes and some fast rap verses. We recorded 2 long sessions back-to-back in the exact same room with the exact same audio inputs for both tests. One final edit set came directly out of Vizard, the second came from a common competitor's auto-highlights feature, and then we did a completely manual edit as our objective baseline. The very first test focused squarely on Lydia's vocal performance, which included delicate singing parts and some really dynamic emotional moments. I let both automated systems pick their best clips without me intervening at all, and then we listened to the raw auto-edit soloed and then mixed back in with the backing track. With the solo listening test, Vizard's clips successfully landed the phrases that actually mattered most to the performance. It instinctively found the emotional peaks, cleverly tightened up any breathy bits, and clipped precisely for natural human phrasing. The competitors' auto-highlights did manage to find moments too, but those clips felt noticeably more fragmenty, like it just prioritized loud sounds and quick reactions over the narrative flow. When Lydia's phrase got louder, Vizard impressively kept the transition smooth and crucially kept the melodic line completely intact for the listener. The other tool, however, felt a little bit digital to my ear. A noticeable notch, grainy and mechanical in its selection of where to make the cut. It wasn't game over bad, but it was definitely noticeable if you genuinely care about the final listening experience. Now let's put both clips in context, with the full backing music and formatted for the social media style we would actually post them in. Vizard's resulting clips sat so much better inside the overall mix, making everything sound cohesive. The jump cuts felt completely natural, the crossfades were executed smartly, and the generated captions lined up perfectly with the musical beats, so the viewer's eye followed the ear. The competitor's version, on the other hand, required extra manual fades and tedious caption timing fixes just to feel remotely polished. In short, Vizard gave us a near-postable clip straight out of the box, while the other one felt like a messy first draft that needed significant babysitting. Let's quickly jump to the louder section where Lydia really goes for more vocal power and range. I used the standard switch trick we do in the studio to A/B the edits very quickly, muting one track while unmuting the other, and the difference in audio quality was instantly audible. Vizard expertly retained all the vocal warmth and presence, keeping the voice centered and sounding full-bodied throughout the peak. The competitor's result sounded a bit thin on the high-end frequencies and got a little crunchy where Lydia's voice had natural air, meaning you'd need to manually EQ and smooth that out later in the digital audio workstation. Again, this isn't terrible, but if you're publishing daily content, those extra few minutes spent fixing audio add up to hours every single month. Next up, we switched gears entirely to test the rap vocals, which is a completely different creative animal with much tighter phrasing and punchy delivery. I specifically wanted to see if the AI could still recognize and isolate the intended rap flow and the critical punchlines within the track. Vizard handled the rap section remarkably well by recognizing punchlines, matching cuts to the actual syllable cadence, and suggesting perfect short-form versions that emphasize the hook. The competitor also pulled out some solid moments, but it ended up chopping in incorrect places sometimes, which unfortunately made a few punchlines land completely flat. We then rigorously tested the integrated captioning and subtitle timing across all versions. Vizard's automatically generated subtitles were far more accurate right out of the gate, which is a huge win for efficiency. Furthermore, the caption generator smartly suggested readable lines already formatted for each specific platform. Short ones for TikTok, slightly longer ones for Instagram Reels, and even longer ones for YouTube Shorts. Competitors also offered captioning, but they consistently required a manual pass just to fix basic line breaks and timing issues, which steals back those precious minutes. That right there is another couple of minutes per clip that you completely avoid spending when you wisely choose to use Vizard. One feature I genuinely loved was Vizard's integrated content calendar and the automated scheduling capabilities. After the AI has generated all your short clips, you can simply set your desired posting frequency and let the platform populate your entire content calendar for you. You pick 3 posts a week, connect your necessary accounts, and Vizard will schedule them out with suggested captions and even relevant hashtags already included. Compared to manually scheduling content or relying on a totally separate scheduling application, this is a massive time saver that guarantees channel consistency without you having to babysit it. And obviously, we don't even need to discuss the whole manual agency route versus using Vizard for a minute. Hiring a human editor to perform the exact same tasks would cost significantly more money, plus you have to account for longer turnaround times and endless rounds of back and forth feedback. The manual workflow certainly provides you with the ultimate level of control, which is valuable, but Vizard delivers a polished, high-quality baseline in mere minutes. Crucially, it still allows you the option to jump in and micro-edit that final headline clip if you need to make a very specific adjustment. That powerful combination of speed and optional control is what truly sets this platform apart from everything else on the market. Real talk for a moment. No single tool, regardless of how good it is going to be absolutely perfect for every scenario. If you are producing ultra-complex edits that involve tons of layered motion graphics and intricate visual effects, Vizard is not designed to replace your dedicated motion design suite. Also, if your content is incredibly niche and requires a very specific, nuanced editorial voice that only an expert human editor can achieve, Vizard should function as a vital part of your pipeline, not the entire pipeline. But for the vast majority of everyday creators, think podcasters, indie musicians, educators, and general storytellers, it expertly handles 80 to 90% of the heaviest lifting. This frees up your valuable mental energy to focus purely on creating more, better content instead. Regarding the pricing and overall value proposition, Vizard's subscription model is way more creator-friendly than huge monthly retainers or per-clip billing structures. You pay for access to the platform, and then you immediately gain the ability to scale. More clips, more platforms, and significantly less time wasted across the board. If you genuinely value your own time, and you absolutely should, the return on investment becomes ridiculous once you start pumping out consistent content. All right, time for my closing thoughts after testing Vizard across singing sessions, rap recordings, long interviews, and shorter live streams. The sheer consistency, the ability to fine-tune that selection sensitivity, the solid captioning, and the built-in scheduling tools made it feel like I had a pro assistant who genuinely never needs to sleep. If you are currently trying to level up your content quality without transforming yourself into a full-time editor, Vizard is absolutely worth a serious look. Drop a comment right now and tell me which path you would ultimately rock with. Would you go full Vizard for all your daily clips, or are you sticking with team manual editing? If you want to try it out for yourself, go check out Vizard.ai and just poke around the dashboard because they offer a trial so you can run your own footage through the system. Also, please tell me if you want me to run another direct side-by-side comparison against a live stream or maybe a full podcast episode. I am happy to test more scenarios. So yeah, to answer the main question, is Vizard the absolute best? For my current workflow right now, it is seriously one of the top tools I currently utilize. It saves critical time, it faithfully keeps my unique creative voice intact, and it helps content actually perform better without me spending hours slumped over in Premiere Pro. That combination, my friends, is an undeniable win for any serious creator. Let me know down in the comments what kind of content you primarily make: singing, rap, podcasts, gaming, and if you want specific templates or workflows, I will build a sample project and share it with you all. I'll catch y'all later in the next video. Peace out for now.